friends.
Welcome to the very first episode of Catching Up with J and K. I'm Jonah.
And I'm Karen.
So thank you all for tuning in.
That's right.
So our topic today is going to be about traveling.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
We really miss traveling, especially since we can't do much of it now, given the current circumstance.
That's right.
So Karen, tell me where you have been and what's your favorite place that you've visited?
Of course. So I've mostly been to Spanish-speaking countries. I've been to Central America, South America, Peru in South America, El Salvador in Central America, Mexico with you.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then I've also traveled domestically around the United States, but that has been mostly for work. And yeah, my favorite out of all of them have to be. I really enjoyed all of them.
Yeah,
I did, but I know with Mexico, you and I share a very personal experience, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But Peru was magical.
Yeah.
I will admit, just traveling to visiting Cusco and Lima and Machu Picchu, one of the seven wonders of the world.
Oh,
yeah,
so jealous. Yeah,
it was epic.
And you went there for like a mission trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I went with my college. It was a summer study. No, it wasn't a study. It was a summer service and exploration trip. My junior year.
Yeah.
And we did some light community service, and then we also visited Machu Picchu. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Was it a big group or like?
It was about, I don't know, I want to say 10. It was less than 20 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's still pretty big. I think.
Okay.
I
thought it was intimate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which I really like, because I feel like if you have a big, I mean, I've never traveled with a really big group before, but I feel like it's just, I don't know, maybe not as personal.
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. So actually, when you mentioned that, that's funny because I went alone, but I noticed that a lot of the other students that went with like a partner. So either their significant other, there were couples that were dating and went, then there were other people that went with their friends, or if they didn't go with friends, they knew people that were going to that trip too. So, and that's actually where I met one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Because I was going by myself, and he was also going by himself, and we're like, okay, we're the only two people that are attending ourselves. So why don't we just hang out? How about you, Jonah? Where have you been?
So I've been to a few places. So my dad actually works for the airlines, and the airline. I don't want to name it just in case. But yeah, we're lucky enough to travel to quite a few places for either extremely cheap or free, especially like nationally. Let's see. So I think my favorite place that I've been to, definitely Mexico with you. I feel like that was a whole experience because I've never traveled. That was the first time I've traveled without any parents. Yeah, so that was, a lot of fun for its own reasons. And then Japan, I think was probably my favorite place other than Mexico, just because I've had a huge culture shock there. And I went there by myself, like on a solo backpacking trip. Okay. So that was actually
solo. It was backpacking.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely lonely at times because there were so many things I was like, man, I kind of wish someone was here to experience this, whether it was like a significant other or like my parents or my brothers or friends or whatever. Just because there's so many things that I saw that I experience that I just wish someone was there. But I mean, I'm so used to doing things by myself, so it wasn't like a big thing to go around and to tour. But the language barrier was really hard. Because thankfully I had a pocket Wi-Fi, so I was using that and using Google Translate a lot, and I did a lot of research beforehand and like what to do, and like while I still had internet when I was in the States or in the airport and stuff like that before I left and like went to a hostel.
And how long was this trip?
This was about 2 weeks in Japan specifically. Okay. Yeah, the whole backpacking trip was about like a 2 to 3 month thing.
Wow.
I think. Yeah, it was really tiring. It was really tiring, yeah. But I have no regrets. It was so fun. I met like a lot of cool people, especially in hostels. Mm-hmm. You just meet a lot of young travelers.
Oh, true.
Sometimes they're there on like a quick business trip and they leave the next day. But a lot of them are young solo travelers too, for the most part, I think. Yeah. And so yeah, it was really cool meeting a lot of people and seeing where they're from. I still keep in touch with some of them just on like Facebook.
And, do you?
Yeah, just on like social media. But
nice.
Yeah, so that was like a really cool experience. I was like really paranoid before I left. Have you seen the movie Taken?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's really
is it suspenseful?
Yeah. So yeah, I watched it when I think I was like in 8th grade or something when it came out.
Okay.
But it's about a girl who goes to Europe with her friend and gets kidnapped.
Ooh,
and
no.
Yeah. Okay. No. So yeah,
not my favorite genre of movie. Like my eyes remain closed.
Dude, honestly, like ever since I watched that movie, I became very paranoid about traveling, and I was thinking about that movie the entire time I was traveling by myself. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, everything went swimmingly. So, I mean, it was a really great experience. I totally recommend it to a lot of people, or to everyone who likes to do either solo travel or likes to do travel in general. Definitely backpacking, I feel like, because you're just on the go. You just have one backpack.
Yeah.
You know, nothing really, I'm going to say holding you back. Not that luggage and stuff holds you back, but yeah.
Would you go again?
I would, yeah, definitely. Probably to different countries, but I would totally do a solo backpacking trip again.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not for as long as I did, and maybe hopefully I can meet someone along the way, but my personality, as you know, is kind of type A. So when
that's true.
So when I plan, I really plan.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So if someone's not on my schedule, it's like, okay, well, I'll just see you later then. I mean, I'm learning. I'm getting better for sure, but
yeah. When we went to Mexico,
yes,
we were staying in Mexico City, and we went to a restaurant for dinner. And I think coming back, I'm totally the go with the flow kind of person. So I was like, okay, whatever. We can get an Uber, we can walk. If we get lost, that's fine. We'll figure out our way back, which is not safe, but that's just who I am. But then Jonah had every street word for word, or like every corner written on her notebook, and I was in complete shock because we managed to get from, I think it was a restaurant, back to our Airbnb because you wrote down the names of the street.
Yeah,
I've never heard of anyone that does that.
Probably some of these listeners are like, too much. Because I think specifically we didn't have like Wi-Fi going on.
We didn't.
Yeah, so
I know I did not.
Yeah, and I remember, because I had watched Taken so long ago, I have pretty much been paranoid since then. So I remember planning the trip with you, and I was like, okay, we need to make sure everything is like to the T planned, like turn right at the street, turn left at the street, like mentally taking note of like all these landmarks or restaurants or something. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I remember this guy in the green shirt. We need to go this way, you know, like, but I don't know. I think it's just like an autopilot thing because especially since, I mean, not only my own safety, but everyone else, for my own peace of mind.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it does. It gives you peace of mind. I felt peace of mind. So I was like, oh, yeah, like Jonah has this covered. Cause now we can for sure make it back to our Airbnb. It's safe and sound. Well, we know where it is. Yeah. So, because Mexico City is huge.
Dude,
and
honestly,
you make a false turn and you're already down another street, or you're blocks away from your destination. It's confusing.
Yeah,
it's a labyrinth.
Right, and oh my gosh, thank God you were there, because so Karen speaks Spanish, and that totally came in handy, because me and my brother, wow, we would have been like, hola, ayúdame, por favor. Everyone's like, conmigo. I'm like, okay. So when you travel, are you more of do you like vacations, or do you like to like tour and see as much as you can while you're there?
it's planned. Then if I have an itinerary that I don't have to create, it's created for me. Then I'm all for adventure and then following things, with a schedule in mind. And so I like going on vacation to, what is it, like R&R. Okay, so when we went to Mexico, we had a little bit of both. We had a split between rest and relaxation and adventure, and that's definitely the kind of trips that I'm into. Because when I go with family, I too experience them like not really wanting to do much, or my dad having a different preference from my mom, and then my mom and then the two of them having a different preference from my sister. So then when, everyone's expectations are not met, like someone ends up really down. So I don't know, it's a lot when I travel with family. So I really enjoy traveling with you or with friends. And I do like adventure. I like some adventure. Since I was a little girl, I've always liked seeking, chasing that adrenaline rush. So cue our adventures in those sinkholes in Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
That was epic.
That was so fun.
But what about you?
I don't. Okay, I like the relaxation part, but I get bored very easily.
True.
So, like, staying at the beach, honestly, I can only do that for a couple of hours. And then afterwards, I'm like, all right, what's next? I've been there, done that, took my little nap or whatever, and read my chapters.
Saw the same ocean.
Exactly. And, took the pictures, let's go. I mean, I can definitely appreciate it. But after, 4 hours, I'm kind of, on to the next thing. So, definitely like the adventure type too.
Okay.
I will say I definitely have to schedule that in when I go on my family vacations with my parents and my brothers, because they also think of it as a vacation, as to just chill and relax. But when we go to a new city, I don't know when's the next time we're gonna be there. So it's I have to see everything, and if you want to relax between 3 and 4, I'll schedule that in. But after that, it's okay, let's go.
I feel like traveling with family has evolved since we were kids. Because if we did go somewhere where it required us to be in the same place for more than 4 hours, my sister and I would find or make the best out of it because we were kids. And a lot of times we always spotted another kid. We would approach them and be like, hey kid, you want to play with us? And they would be down. So we made the best out of that. And then my parents would be in the background lying down or just relaxing or sitting by the pool. But nowadays it's no, I need to actually physically move out of this environment and change my scenery.
Right. Would you do a solo backpack trip then?
I wouldn't. Okay. I would be too scared. I need people. I need company.
It's definitely intimidating. Before I left, I was like, oh man, I gotta really lay down my itinerary and send it to a few people just in case something happens.
My anxiety could never.
It was definitely a new experience for me. But I think because my dad has worked in the airlines and we're so used to modifying our itinerary, our flight itineraries to go on whatever flight is available. I was kind of used, because we have split up before. For example, when we were going to Australia one time, we were all traveling, but then my mom and my brother went on a separate flight. I went on a separate flight, and then my brother went on a separate flight, and then we all just met in Australia. So I guess I'm kind of used to traveling alone in that aspect, especially flying alone. But going from place to place consecutively by myself, I think was kind of tough. I spent a lot of lonely days on the train and stuff. I mean, honestly, but it was a lot of fun. It was nice not having to cater to anyone else. Usually when I travel with my parents, I'm okay, they're on the older side. We can't do hikes, crash that out. If there's a big hill, let me just schedule a taxi or whatever. I have to modify the
logistics.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess the nice part about traveling by yourself, definitely you can do whatever you want when you want. If you want to chill that day, you can, which I actually ended up doing. I was surprised at myself. I was wow, I'm makes you tired enough to like sleep the whole day.
I think that if I wouldn't go alone, but if you curated a trip and invited me to come with you, I'd be down.
Yeah. Did you like traveling with family more or with friends more?
Definitely with friends.
Yeah.
So I also traveled to California with my friend Megan. He is the same guy that I met on our trip to Peru. He is a thru hiker. I don't really know what that means. All I know is that he managed to complete a hike from Georgia to Maine consecutively and on his own. So
That's awesome.
It is. It's pretty huge.
Yeah.
He quit his job and did that.
Wow.
Yeah. And then so he has a lot of hiking experience. So I think he brought up the idea to go on this adventure trip to California, where we get to visit a lot of the national parks. And I was totally game, and it was a lot of fun. We went to Sequoia National Park. We were in LA for a little bit, and we also visited Yosemite, which was absolutely magical. And having a friend that it's really funny because he's also a type A planner.
Oh yeah.
So
we can never travel together. Megan, if you're listening, we'll meet up.
And he curated the entire itinerary for it to meet both of our needs, him as an experienced hiker and me as an amateur hiker. So it made it fun.
Yeah.
And oh man, the waterfalls, Jonah.
Oh my
Yosemite.
gosh. Yeah, your pictures look amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
I definitely need to visit.
Oh,
I do not hike, so I would definitely have to get into shape. Because you did was it a 3-day hike or?
So it wasn't. We took breaks. So we would go to the park, maybe complete one or two smaller hikes. They're like less than a mile. Yeah, we would do that, and it's mostly just like a tiny walk just to get the scenery of the park. And on one of those days, oh gosh, I can't remember the exact details, but we hiked some of the falls. I think we made it up to Vale, something like that.
Yeah,
and that didn't take it took most of the day. So you have to wake up really early. And I want to say, how long was that hike? Maybe a few hours? It was exhausting because it was this uphill incline and my feet were pounding. And sorry guys, TMI, but I was on my period.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that made it worse.
Yeah, for sure.
My best friend, had to, poor thing, he had to deal with a PMSing friend and it wasn't consecutive. As soon as we were finished with that one hike up the waterfall, then we came back down and that concluded our day.
So did you feel like a shift in altitude when you went all the way to the top? Like did you get
maybe
nausea? Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Okay.
Definitely felt it in Peru.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We were thousands of feet above sea level. Yeah.
When I went to Japan, one of my friends actually lives there. Like I think it's Yamanashi, which is like the neighboring city right next to Mount Fuji.
Okay.
And Mount Fuji is like tourist hike central. Like I think anyone who goes there definitely tries to make it to Mount Fuji because there are a lot of different hikes in Japan, but even then, like I felt the altitude just at the rest stop. I mean, we didn't get to hike all the way to the top because there was like a typhoon warning.
Okay.
But there was like a rest stop where you can there's a gift shop and a place you can use the restroom and stuff.
Oh.
But even at that point, I felt like I got headaches.
Did they provide anything?
They didn't. No. My friend had medicine like already handy.
Okay.
But because she knew she's like an experienced hiker as well, but she knew that because I haven't hiked before or like have done one of those hikes before, that it would have been definitely challenging.
Okay.
But we didn't even end up going to the top, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, we only went like halfway, and we were. Yeah, man, we were in sandals.
Oh,
yeah, like
I saw some people in California wearing sandals, and I was like, "How are you doing
yeah,
this?"
it was. I mean, we knew we weren't gonna hike to the top, so we wore sandals and we didn't dress for hiking, but we found out at that day, like at the rest stop, that you can go up a little bit higher.
Okay.
So like maybe we should have prepared for that because everyone was like, they're in sandals.
Oh, for
like
real?
they were like literally looking at us and
cringe.
like saying stuff like, what are those girls wearing?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean it's all good.
What are some places where you've never been that you'd like to travel to?
So I've never been to Africa before. I'll probably I really want to go to Madagascar, South Africa. I have a lot of friends from Ethiopia, so I definitely want to go there.
Nice.
Man, there's so many places. Peru for sure. Yeah, I really want to go there. And I definitely want to do a lot more tropical, like, vacations, because I've always done the city vacations.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think something that I want to conquer before I travel anywhere else is managing to eat street food.
Oh,
because my stomach can't tolerate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So tell me where you want to go and what kind of foods you want to eat when you're there. If that's
okay.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to say.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to travel to the Philippines. I heard that a lot of you are of Filipino descent, so a lot of the foods I've heard are very similar to Spanish.
Yeah.
Culture foods. So. Definitely anything and everything there.
Yeah.
I also want to travel to Spain.
Oh yeah.
I want to go. Where Spanish was the genesis of Spanish. So I want to visit some parts in Spain. Definitely city, but most importantly, like the coast, tropical area. There's this island called Mallorca.
Yeah.
Where I want to visit.
Really yeah.
And then I have a lot of favorite influencers that are in London.
Okay.
So I just want to visit like the European countryside and also London proper, just so that I can be there and check it out for myself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cross it off the bucket list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I heard it's very diverse there too.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like a melting pot. So anything and everything I'd like to eat there.
Yeah, for sure. So where do you want to? Once this is all over, what's the first place that you want to go to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, ideally, Italy. Yeah. What about you?
It's
tough.
It is. Just considering like what will change in terms of traveling.
True.
Once this is over. Man, I want to go to India. I want to go to Madagascar. I feel like Madagascar might be my top choice.
Yeah. Your top goal.
Yeah, just because it's very different from all the places I've been to.
Yeah.
Probably have the most culture shock there.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be Madagascar and India.
Okay.
Definitely. So would you do hostels or hotels?
Hotels.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the idea of a hostel worries me a little bit. I saw some horror stories of like things getting stolen. Yeah. I mean, which could happen in hotels too, but I don't know. Yeah. Definitely hotels. I
like hotels because it's like your own space.
Okay.
You don't really have to worry a lot about like sharing a bunk or anything like that, or sharing rooms.
Yeah.
But I love hostels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. I'm also
more affordable.
It is. Like on my backpacking trip, I think my total spending limit was like $2,000 for the entire. Yeah, and that's like that's a plane ticket for
that. Is a plane ticket.
So I was like on a heavy budget. I remember one night I like slept in the airport. I was like I went all out.
Oh wow.
And then but hostels are definitely very affordable and you meet a lot of people. I was very scared about that just because.
What's the age range? The demographic.
They're usually definitely adults, like over 18. And they honestly, I've seen people. I don't want to assume, but they, are 50 plus. Yeah, it definitely ranges. And I did mixed gender because they were cheaper.
Oh,
yeah. So I was really scared. Yeah. But. Because that was the first time I've ever done that, and I don't share hotel rooms with strangers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I would be scared too.
It was definitely a new experience, but honestly, it was so fun. I met a lot of cool people from all over the world. If I traveled with friends, we would probably pitch in for like we pitched in for an Airbnb. We pitched in for the hotel. Yeah, and that was honestly the hotel experience. Is like I would totally do that with my family because, again, I'm catering to their needs also. Okay, street food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so do you eat a lot of street food when you go to different places? Like when you went to Peru and stuff?
Not in Peru. We stuck to restaurants that usually cater to tourists. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure there's like I don't know if it's like a policy or something for they're using their water there.
Oh, okay.
So our tour guide, which is also a professor of Spanish from our university, she's been doing this for so many years, so she only went to restaurants that she had gone to for several years that she knew catered a lot to tourists.
Yeah.
I just don't have the stomach for it. When I went to El Salvador, the food had to be fresh, and my grandmother had filtered water, so that helped a lot with processing everything, digesting everything. But I remember one day I went to a restaurant where they made pupusas, and that's I don't know. Well, I don't know how many of you all know this, but pupusa is made out of hands. It's like it's a corn flour, and then you fill it in with cheese, beans, and some people like to fill it up with pork. You can get creative. I've heard people fill it up with chicken, beef. So when they were making it, I sat down, I ate, and then afterwards I wasn't feeling well, and it was pretty bad. So I don't know how to combat that. Like, I don't know how to get over it. And I don't know. I really don't know. And it's like one of my biggest worries I have this desire to travel more, but this huge fear that sets me back because I don't know if I will be able to digest the food there. So... which sucks because street food, I watched Street Food, I think that's the name of it, on Netflix, and the food looks so good.
I feel like street food tastes better.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Man, I know. I don't know how. Honestly, I feel like the more you eat it, the more. I mean, totally take this with a grain of salt, but the more you eat it, I feel like then your body will become immune and be stronger. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, and stay tuned for episode 2 coming soon.
Bye.